That's how you make lentil soup.
Oh, 1989. We're just cussing and fussing about 1989. We're going to get into that in a minute, but we're not going to waste too much time. Remember, don't forget to remember to forget, because some knowledge is a chain attached to a Volvo and it's sinking in a lake. Make sure it ain't attached to your ankle. Yeah.
That's convoluted.
Welcome to For Music Lovers Only, podcast where each host makes a top 5 list of their favorite songs from this week's topic. Each week is a new topic. Tune in, I dare you.
Music
Lovers Only.
Hey!
What'd you call me?
What?
What do Red Hot
connoisseur?
What do Red Hot Chili Peppers, Neil Young, Nirvana, The Cure, Beastie Boys, and UB40 all have in common?
1989, they made an album.
Okay, I didn't know if you knew that as well.
I didn't find none of them.
You didn't? I sent the list twice. Start here.
I mean, not to mention Skid Row had an album. Not to mention Queen. Not to mention, Queen had it. Like these aren't even. It's just insane. It blew my mind.
Yeah, I could off of January releases. I could have made a top 5 and been very happy with it. Very happy with it.
I just like it. Like, dude, it was like I don't care what music you like, and then the amount of hip hop that even as soon as you start looking for hip hop was coming alive in '89, and there was some pretty dang good hip hop.
I didn't find none of it.
Well, I'm sorry. Next time we'll do a study group.
No, we're not doing a study group. I found my own, but not after much ado.
But this is episode 124 for Music Lovers Only, the podcast. We're going to talk 1989, our top 5 songs. Some of us struggled. I had mine immediately, and Sontia's got me a little worried at what she found when she said she went underground to find hers. Mm-hmm. And of course, Coach always has got me worried because there was a lot, but I think we're going to have a little bit of toe-tapping. I guarantee one ding.
I took a cheating tactic and I'm switching it up a little bit, but I just struggled so much that I literally made 5 random people that I picked songs from the year as my list. I'm going to use a couple of them because there were some good ones, but a couple of them I'm just going to struggle to use. So that's what I'll tell you.
We polled all of our fabulous viewers last week about the three years, what it was, 89, 94, and then 61, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I just did kind of like a preliminary sketch on just, checked on all of them, just, looked, and I was like, okay. And I said, first January, February, just greatness, and all of them. It's like, all right, this will be, this is going to be, either one is going to be good. But once 89 was picked, I dug into it, and there was something pushing me to 89. And I've had 2 albums, 2 bands that I've tried to work on every show, and they just really didn't fit. So, and I didn't really want to just make them be the outsiders there. So I just set them aside, and guess what? 89, 2 of them. I'm like, sweet. So I could have now just, I thought about just doing those 2 albums, just all 5 songs off those 2 albums. But I think we need to change 5 to 10 this week, because it was very hard to narrow it down.
Yeah, I think we could have done a 10 and just say, guys, we got to do a little faster 10. Do your first 5 real quick, and then you can do your enjoyment 5.
But yeah, like I said, we're gonna get into it. Let's get into it. Coach got the handy dandy spinner ready.
Across here, hold on, my next.
Oh no.
Man, sorry guys, I had to get off of Facebook again. It was set to only me one more time, so I had to share yours, Josh.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on.
Maybe it's that setting.
Mm-hmm.
You authoritize. Oh geez, you guys.
Yay!
This is the first one in a while. We haven't had 3 weeks. We didn't know who was gonna go. We're all contenders for the
Well, you better not take any of mine, or I'm just logging off. So
No. Well, like I said, I went maybe one. There may be one. And then, like I said, it was so many bands. Like I said, I looked in January. I could easily pick 5 albums that I like, five songs off of those albums. It was such a good, took me back because, like I said, I was 13, something like 13 in 89. No, I was 10.
I was gonna say I was 8. So
Mhm.
10.
yeah.
So, but yeah, I still loved music. But my number 5, I didn't really listen to this back then. I didn't appreciate most of this stuff is after being 10. But Kickstart My Heart by Motley Crue.
Mm.
Right off the
What?
That was one of my people at work's picks, so that one doesn't hurt my feelings actually. So I'm
We
okay with
just
that
got
one.
here.
we just got here.
That was the one I honestly and I had two. I kind of knew that one would get taken. That was yeah.
Well, that the way it starts, the wow, and just that guitar, the way it starts, that is like the greatest intro, in my opinion. And then it's a fun song. The story behind the song is good because it was like, I think this was after Vince Neil had the accident and killed somebody in the drunk driving, I think. And Nikki Sixx had got out of rehab or the hospital or something, went home and shot some stuff up, and his heart stopped, and so he when he came to, his the needle was still in his arm, and so he sat there and wrote this song. And so the story behind it's pretty crazy, but it's a great song. My favorite line is "Skydive naked from an aeroplane," or "A hot-bodied chick from outer space," or "hot-bodied woman from outer space," "hot-bodied lady from outer space." Yeah, I did the first line. I'm like, okay, and then I didn't know the second line until just a couple hours ago. I'm like, this makes no sense. That makes it even better. But it's a good song, very good song. Motley Crue definitely lived wild, and I think this was kind of after their main rush of success. I think this was their comeback album, But number 4 is one we lost too early. Grunge. We were talking about all the rain here and the grunge. So I had grunge on. Mindshaker Meltdown by Mother Love Bone. Andrew Wood, he passed away. He overdosed on heroin, and so the whole formation of Temple of the Dog was a tribute to him, with all those guys, and then the members of Mother Love Bone, the remaining members, went on to join Pearl Jam.
Huh.
And it's a good song. This was their EP Shine. And so this, I think they ended up did an EP, and I think they did like 2 albums before he passed away. But I think this was their debut EP, I think even. And number 3, still up in Seattle, Uncovered by Soundgarden, debut album.
Yep.
Oh no, I don't think this was their debut album, but Louder Than Love. I can't remember if it was their debut album. And on this album, sometimes I'm like, did they have a different singer? Because it doesn't have that Chris Cornell sound that we know now. He was still playing around with sounds, and I think the guitar player was doing some backup vocals, and some of it was really weird. But this was just, I had 2 songs on there that I kept going back and forth. From here on out, I've had 2 songs. It was always either 2 or 3 songs or the whole album. I had to narrow it down to, but good song, and had to work some Cornell on there.
Sweet.
Okay, so here's my number 2. My number 2 and number 1 are ones that I'd saved. That, like I said, I had them on the back burner. I was like waiting to use them, and I didn't. When the numbers came on last week, I didn't make the connection, and so I made the poll, and I'm like, at first I was leaning towards 61 because that had some good music, and then something just kind of kept pulling me towards. And it's funny how it works, how our topics sometimes kind of just do some weird stuff and transcend things into life. And like I said, so I checked, and there it was. I was like, all right, there they are. But Unity by Operation Ivy. I think this was their only album. It may even have been a super group. I don't know. I don't know too much about Operation Ivy.
Mhm.
I don't know who that is. That's a new one.
They're punkish, Scottish, and it's unity. This war's got to end. A lot of it transcends to what we're dealing with in if I don't even want to call that the real world, but in that fake world,
Mhm.
in that world out there that's not real. They're
Present day.
present
Yeah,
day.
present day.
So I'm not present in it, so I don't know. That's not an accurate term, but it's a good song. Good song. A lot of stuff that transcends. My number one. Okay. Badmouth, Fugazi. These guys, this whole album, this is their compilation album, 13 songs. And there's a video floating around of them live back then. And they had the two singers, they had two vocalists. One guy, he's just kind of just back up, the hype guy, and he does a little, verses. But great song, Fugazi, that whole album. I almost wanted to pick the whole album and just the whole album, Fugazi. I was this close, but I couldn't do that to Unity, to Operation Ivy. But yeah, that's my 5.
Okay, good
I was
list.
excited little puppy.
Yay!
That's why I don't like going first, because I get excited little puppy.
I didn't expect to get new songs on this, to be honest with you. I mean, but I guess that's what we should do. But I kind of, there you go. Good list.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't said I've been listening to Fugazi for a couple years now. Unity, or I keep saying Unity, but Operation Ivy, same, probably about the same. But
Okay,
yeah,
list.
Sweet. That's what's up.
Sontia.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. 1989. Hated it.
Your 89 sucked. No.
It was so terrible. And here, okay, so before y'all come at me, coach, I know that I missed a whole lot of different artists that had come through. I was listening to the billboards, and I couldn't find anything. I couldn't find anything. So what I had to do was get off of the Billboard Top 100, because it was terrible. Like, the popular music in 1989 was god awful, and I had to go underground. I had to go on. It was terrible.
I wouldn't even say that. I mean, there was
still a ton. I think there was still a ton of that even on the Billboard 100.
No, not at all.
You're gonna have to send me what playlist you were listening to.
Yeah,
I gotta see this, because the ones I found, that even for the top 100 was some good ones.
Yeah.
Maybe, because usually we're not this far off. But I promise, I typed in 1989 and wanted to erase the whole year. Like, let's not even acknowledge that year.
Yeah, just like it led off with like Bobby Brown, Paul Abdul, Janet Jackson. I figured that was right up.
Gibson, Tina Turner. I mean,
Yeah, you had to hunt for them though. They weren't on the top.
The Billboard 100. I just read the top 5.
What? Never mind.
New Kids on the Block. No, I'm sorry. I'm just.
I hated 1989, and you guys can't convince me to love it. You can't do it. I hate the year.
Not. Apparently not.
But I did find
How did
these.
It hurt you? How it hurt you?
Personally. I did find these 5 absolutely amazing songs though. And I don't know if Coach you suggested to look for the albums, but like for the first one, that's what I did, is I looked for the album, because the song that was on the top 100 by this artist, Janet Jackson, was not in any way, shape, or form any one of her best songs ever. Like, it just wasn't. It's not a bad song. It's just she had so many better songs, and I don't know why this one didn't make it, unless I just missed it. But my number 1 is going to be Rhythm Nation. Janet Jackson came out as a soldier, a trooper in 1989, started a whole movement. Everybody in my elementary school was wearing all black with the black caps. And we just had this militant sort of situation going on, because we are a part of the Rhythm Nation.
It had to be on the chart somewhere. I mean, it may not have been one, but I see Coach's wheels turning, so maybe he's.
Give me a second.
Yeah, find it. I bet you won't.
What
Or it's
what
gonna
I
be like
found
30 or 45.
But what I found is there's so many different charts. There's like the Hot 100, and then there's the Hot 100 Soul, and there's the Hot 100 Hip Hop. And that
Mhm.
by the 80s, they had broke the charts up so much, it's kind of annoying.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe I just found the like.
Here's the reasons, because the album was released late in October, and that song, it was, so the singles, those were, that Rhythm Nation was not one of the singles that was released from that.
Mhm.
That's why it didn't make the Billboard in '89. Was
So it
because,
wasn't on there, like I said.
yeah, if you were just that, yeah, I mean, yes, if you were just doing the Billboard top, yes.
Mhm. So yeah, so that was the one that I found that just changed my 1989.
Yeah,
I don't even
yeah.
really remember 1989, but that changed the whole trajectory of music at that point. So I guess the last 3 months of the year. Number 2. So I decided that I was going to dive into the world of country music. I was like, what else can I find in these underground tunnels of music that would really represent 1989? And as I was going through the top country music list, this one popped out. I have no idea how I know this song. I have no idea. I feel like it was on one of those late night commercials, like when you're getting ready to go to sleep and then it comes on. And this song is Alabama High Cotton.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah, and it just, like, as soon as I saw the name of it, I started singing the song in my head, and I was like, how do I know this song? Because we're walking in High Cotton.
I mean, it was everywhere. Dad was a big Alabama fan, so all the Alabama.
Oh yeah,
Heart.
yeah. Yeah, Alabama is a good band. I went ahead and kept listening to them for a little bit. High Cotton is nostalgic. It reminds you of just the easier days in life where you're just kind of hanging out and being young and enjoying your life. And then when you moved out is when it started getting hard. But before that, you were walking it. High Cotton. Old times they are not forgotten. I don't know how much I could sing before we got to pay him. But that's my number 2. And I enjoy it quite a bit. Alabama is a good band.
Yeah, they are.
Number 3. So I went ahead and looked at the rock charts. I was like, what other rock music is out there besides these ones on this Billboard, you know? And I found, now I know the Cult is like popular. I don't know how popular, but I never knew that I had heard a song by the Cult before until I turned this on. And the beginning of it just it sounds like 80s 90s mix for a minute, and then it just gets real badass, like real quick, and it's called Firewoman. And that song I blasted all the way to the taco place and back. And then when I went to go get other tacos at the other taco place and back. And then when I dropped my kid off at school and back, this is my theme song for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
It is. One. Oh yeah, it's insane. I absolutely love it. The Cult is like they're a good band too. I missed them. I completely missed them in '89. I remember maybe hearing this song on the radio one time, but I heard it this week. I heard it with my soul.
I was probably listening to T95.
Yeah.
99.
Man. I don't even know.
I didn't think I was listening to radio then. Whatever my dad or my parents were listening to.
Yeah, I was watching we were stealing cable at that point in time. And so I was watching Yo MTV Raps had come out, and then just the rest of MTV I'd be watching that. And hair metal, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. But
I did. My brother, and I would have been like White Snake and a bunch of them just because my brother was 4 years older and he was into all that. So,
yeah.
White Snake.
Yeah, David Bowie. Like, I didn't get into any of that. Like, I didn't get into David Bowie until Labyrinth, but like when he was just coming out doing his songs and stuff, I was like, what is going on with this world? Like, what's happening? It's the devil. And now it's the devil that I love. Number 4. Okay. So this one knocked my socks off. Like, this is the other song that I've been playing on a loop since I heard it. So I decided, let me go find what was going on with hip hop in 1989. What was going on with some hippity hop? What was happening? Ice-T had a song, and I'm very, very sure that nobody picked that one. But I just wanted to bring him up because he had a good song in 1989.
I'm sorry, Ice-T.
And I'll bring that up later so I don't use all my time for that. But this song that I picked was by the D.O.C, and it's called It's Funky Enough. And I don't pay attention to history at all, so I didn't know who the Doc was. Apparently, he was the co-conspirator to Dr. Dre, and he started the song off with, "Are y'all ready for this?" And I was like, yeah, I am. And then he proceeded to drop the funkiest, nastiest, most gross beat I have ever heard in my life. Oh my God. And the whole song is about how good the damn song is. And I just concurred. I was like, oh my God, this really is a good song. You're right. And then they started scratching the records after like the first minute. And oh my God. Oh my God. It is funky. Is it funky enough? Yes. Yes, it is. It's way funkier than enough. It's all the funk you'll ever need.
Rub a little more funk on that thing.
Yeah, it was it was gross. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. And finally, my number 5 is going to be the best artist that wasn't actually an artist. And I listened to this album over and over again. And then when they came out as frauds, I didn't care. I still listened to it. Yeah. I listen to it to this day.
They're all over the 100.
They were all over it. Yeah. And then this is going to be Milli Vanilli. And then the song that I picked was Blame It on the Rain.
Oh, yeah.
Blame it on the rain.
Yeah, that's such a sad story. And then especially with today with like AI and all this crap. I mean,
that's what I was gonna say. They were kind of the original AI, though. If you think about it, it's like, girl, you know it's true.
Yeah.
I mean,
ooh.
Like I said, I was surprised. I mean, just with like within the last, I think, year or so that they put them on Spotify. And when I first seen them, I was like, I mean, how?
Because they should have been getting spun anyways. So, like,
I was gonna say, I think,
get your money.
Like I even think, like, because they weren't stealing music. That's the thing. They had somebody else sing it. That's why. That's the whole other part of it. That's what I never got about it was. So what? You know, I mean, like they were the performers for it. You know, maybe they should have came out and danced and did it while the person sung or whatever. You know, but
yeah. I mean, like
they just got offered a lot of money, and I mean, they probably didn't really know what that all entailed at first. And then,
did you actually ever hear any of the actual stuff they did sing when they tried releasing stuff when they came out after?
Yeah, it was okay. It wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad. And that's what they tried doing. They went to record companies trying to get their real stuff out there. And they said, you guys have the look, you have everything. How about we make it a little better? And obviously it worked because their look mixed with that sound. I mean, they had 5 Billboard 100s that year.
Like the whole damn album.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Well, I didn't know how to do it. I found a bunch of different stuff really today that I struggled to not get on the list because I was doing more deep. I just did like 89 rap, 89 rock, 89 alternative. And then you really dig because it's just kind of, then you realize Beastie Boys had an out. how many people had an album, Tone Loc, which actually is going to be my number 5. And I had this voice thing, and I used to be able to do this weird thing, and I could sound just like, I can't do it no more, but I could sound just like Tone Loc, and I could do the funky Cole Medina. Number 5 is Funky Cole Medina. That whole album, dude, that might be one of the first rap albums that I actually owned, and I think it's just that my brother bought it and for some reason got made fun of for it, and then was gonna like throw it away, and I'm like, no, give me that tape, dog. I'm gonna get that. And I did. I got all over that and some Wild Thing, but Funky Cole Medina was always my, that was almost like a bad song. You weren't supposed, the funk.
I wonder. I don't think it would go over well these days. I don't think it would have gotten recorded into these days. I know he's taken the potion, but it sounds a little date rapey. And then of course there's Sheena. It's like, well, and nowadays, you should have just, I don't know.
Yeah,
it's the 80s, and I'm down with the ladies.
Yeah, it was an interesting song.
Very interesting.
I loved it, and I still do.
Love it.
And it was, what's funny is all of these 5, even though 3 of them are picked by other people, were already in my lists anyway. I mean, they are my favorites. So anyways, number 4, this one I did not know was released in 89, and this was a today find, my only actual today find, but it is from Life is Too Short, and it's Life is Too Short. And that was kind of my intro. First one ever hearing him was probably like 90, 91. My brother, I think that's like his 2nd or 3rd album. And then like in a string of like 7 or 8, he put out over, like
every year,
7-year period or whatever, that's not my favorite album, not even close.
No.
But that song is quintessential Too Short. So anyway, that's my number 4. My number 3, this song has made the list, I believe, before, but not by this artist. I believe it was done in either I don't remember what it was, if it was a remakes episode or whatever, but this is by Depeche Mode, and it's Purple Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was the Johnny Cash.
Yeah,
probably.
exactly. That's the one that had made it before. I don't remember if it was the Johnny Cash show.
Well, I don't think we've done a Johnny Cash, so it would have been the covers.
Okay, or just what else it would have made it for, but I used it for something. But and that's actually, I have both versions in my thing, or in my favorites in my Spotify playlist. So cool. It's funny to hear those if you hear them within a couple minutes of each other or back to back, because so different done, but still both just really good done. So
I think Trent Reznor, I think 9 Inch Nails even had an album in 89.
Yep, they did. No, they did. It's the number 1 on when you search the list.
Yeah.
So
much.
Yeah, you're right. There's a lot.
My number, that was 3. My number 2 is my number 3, by the way, was no, that was one of my picks. I kicked somebody else. Oh, that was my number 3 was gonna be Kickstart My Heart, Motley Crue, Feelgood, and that was a guy at work, VJ's pick. That's the only reason I want to mention it. I don't care that it got stolen. I just want to mention VJ's pick because I wanted to get his song in there. My number 2 is actually Greg, my warehouse guy's pick. This is from the Fine Young Cannibals. Yeah. This is from The Raw and the Cooked, and this is She Drives Me Crazy.
Yeah,
that freaking video drove me crazy, and that song, and I mean, like I said, it's crazy. Like, I'm just telling you, like, we could have literally done, if we would have just done an albums, I think this would have changed Sontia's view on this. Because once you search albums, you go, holy shit, because so many of them were released late in 89 that they didn't make the Billboard 100. No Nirvana song, no Metallica song, no UB40 song, because they were all released in September, October, November, December. They're not going to make the Billboard. So yes, I agree. If you just did Billboard, but it still had some good songs on the Billboard, but yes, a lot of the best stuff was missed.
Mhm.
And my number one, this is also probably one of my number one songs. And I think I might have used it. I searched all my lists. I can't believe if I haven't used it. But anyways, it's from my boy Tom Petty from Full Moon River. And
Fever.
Sorry. And I was fixing it, and it's Free Fallin'.
Yeah.
Joel's pick. This was at my dad's funeral. This was just a freaking badass song. And that's my number one.
Good.
And I do want to do Skin Man. I did want to get his on here, but technically, I think the album came out, actually, it came out just really late, but it is on the 89 playlist. He wanted Every Rose Has Its Thorn, Poison, and it came out like in October, November 88. And he said, to be fair, I was young.
I know. Go ahead.
So since we were talking about Atmosphere last week, holy shit.
Feels like
A year ago.
But Ice-T, I found out where they sampled that song from. That's called You Played Yourself, and it's from Ice-T's song You Played Yourself.
Yeah.
That came out in 1989. So I pulled that song out and I was like, hey,
I know that. Yeah, it was. It seems like what I've noticed the last year of the decade always really does seem to be pretty defining. I mean, there's always something going on. Like I said, music scene. There, some of these people hadn't done albums in a while. Like Motley Crue, I don't think they'd put an album out in a while. So it's like, it's the last. We gotta get one more in, in this decade,
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's why 89 was supercharged. I bet if we went back and looked at some of these other like 99 and 09, just the end of the decade stuff, it does. And there's like 89 was the Berlin Wall fell. Communists all over Europe. Communism was peacefully, vanquished across Europe.
I remember watching that on TV.
Yeah, and we got a piece of the Berlin Wall at our museum here of natural wonders.
I see.
Yeah. And like I said, gasoline was about $1 a gallon. Movie tickets were $3.99. Like I said, eggs were 78 cents. A loaf of bread, 67 cents. Like, holy cow. 89 would have been great.
89 prices would be great.
Yeah. I always fight with my buddy TJ about whether the 80s or the 90s were better. And I think I always say the 90s were better because the fashion was a little better and because I was older and I got to enjoy them more. Yes. I do think the 80s were groovy, were kick-ass or would have been cool. I think the 80s were like that transition period from like the all the crap going on in the 60s and 70s where it was just like we were figuring stuff out. The 90s, like, because the music for the middle of the 80s, I mean, we've done some 80s stuff, and Sontia did the whole 80s show when we did, I believe, 83 or 84.
Just 80, just 80.
Yeah, there we go. 80, yeah. And
let it go.
Well, I'm just saying you've got to see all of the 80s music, But the 80s music, like I would much rather, I think the 90s would be yes, I agree. 70s would be a great one, but I would much rather do 70s or 90s had I not done 1980 and 1989. We've literally did the first year and the last year, and they were kick-ass. Well, Santia did the entire year.
You got one.
I enjoyed the 80s quite a bit.
I feel like I missed out on them. I mean, we were, I was 10. You, like you said, you were 8 at the end of it. You guys were 8. And so, I mean, we weren't old enough to have any fun in the 80s other than, kid fun.
Well, that's the fun we had. The best fun we had. As I say, I think I had the most fun in the 80s. It was that was the least consequence fun. That was
okay.
That
aspect of it, but
I just we didn't enjoy the music stuff, the other stuff going on.
Rolling around in the Trans Ams and the crop tops, and
I feel like the 1980s people were like, and it seems like it feels like it's right that people were like more mentally strong. I want to say
In the 80s or then the 90s or in the 90s?
In the 80s, because the 90s had more of like of the
Mentally
it got a little
crazy.
bit emotional in the 90s. It started getting real emotional in the 90s. 70s were protests and whatnot. Everybody was standing up for their beliefs, and then in the 80s it was just like people just kind of chilled out. And
I think the 80s was just like kind of forget about it.
yeah, yeah. Because in the early 90s, you started the gangs and stuff like that.
Still,
70s, you had the
there was
war,
like all
so
the
maybe-
riots and stuff. My 90s were freaking awesome. My
I
90s,
love the 90s.
my 90s were kick ass. I mean, I like made out with my first chick, like first through like home run, all happened in the 90s. So it was a good time.
Prof's got a song that called "I Had Sex in the '90s."
Yeah. And maybe that's why I go back to it. A lot of glory happened in the 90s.
Maybe.
So I do want to give a shout out to Stevie V. He asked about. I used to do a podcast. It used to be called The Middle of the Road. This week, me and Stevie V got together and did I drank way too much, and I want to apologize to anybody that happens to find it, but it is released on the 3 Wheel Bicycle podcast. It's Coach Casey and Stevie V until he hangs up on me and then gets on with this Canadian buddy. But we talked about.
I think I seen something about what you got stabbed under or something. What a bug bite? What was it under on your left breast?
You got stabbed by a bug?
Something about a kidney and the left breast. I don't know.
All that sounds wrong.
I don't know how much of I was drunk, so I could have.
Well, we may have to have like I said, Art Assault's not too far behind on the middle of the road as far as attendance. So
yeah, no, I got you.
Maybe we just need to do a show, just combine them together.
I actually have like 3 or 4 where I haven't even did video. I just kind of come out here and jam and ramble and stuff like old school. They're recorded on here that I may just put out one day, but I need to just get back to doing stuff. But yeah, I'm down.
Dog bite. Like, okay, so none of that was right.
It was close. It was right on my kidney. That's where I was thinking. That's where we were going. It was right through my Bo Jackson shirt.
You got stabbed by a dog.
Stabbed by a dog.
I've been stabbed, but that was a different thing, and I don't think we got into that story, quite frankly. That's another podcast. Don't run that one. That's Coach Gets Stabbed. And it was a good time. I thank Stevie V for having me on. I thank you guys. Yes, we do need to get together and do some stuff. We're just a couple weeks away. I want to plug next thing. October 2nd, I'm pretty sure it is. I will double, triple check. We'll have it for next week. But my boys from 10 for 10 are driving all the way from Wyoming, and they're going to be playing at Kirby's.
Yep.
They're playing with a couple other people, and they're going to be staying the night over here with their camper. I might let them sleep in the studio or whatever, maybe in the house if they want to. But they just want somewhere to park the camper where they don't have to worry and pay. And they're used to sleeping in it, so I'm not going to change. Whatever. Anyways, however we do it, but we're going to do a podcast either way. And I'd like to invite both of you guys, Josh, and Sontia, if you want to come over or remote in, and we'll play around. It has to probably be 5:30 or 6 or 6:30 or pretty quick, because I'm guessing they play like at. I'm trying to search real quick, but
what day is this on?
It's a Thursday.
I could probably swing that.
And then I think Josh has already agreed to October 2nd, Thursday, October 2nd at 9 p.m. Kirby's. And there's 3 bands gonna be there, and I'm trying to find all of them, but Old Musty Bastards, 10 for 10, and Softy. So
Heard Softy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I get off at 6:15, so I might.
Well, like I said, if it's at 9, they won't. I don't know what time they won't need to leave here till 8 or 8:30. Whatever.
Okay.
Okay.
So
we'll figure something out. But either way, we're gonna do something. So we'll get that one plugged up and set up for you too, and we'll release it under both shows, the Middle of the Road and for Art Assault, or the For Music Lovers Only, whatever.
Conglomerated all
for Art Lovers and Middle of the Road Only.
Middle of the Art Lovers Road
only.
Middle of the Art Lovers Road.
Middle of the Art Lovers Only.
Yeah.
Anna out here standing up for Van Halen. I agree. Van Halen was a good
Yeah.
band. And Naftali, thank you for coming too. And Kevin, as always.
Sontia, what are we plugging? We're not gonna not do this again. Dang it.
We
I felt
are
horrible.
okay.
Felt horrible last week.
What happened?
We forgot to plug.
Oh yeah, plug away. I plugged my stuff. I haven't plugged in a long time. I
Yeah.
don't know anymore.
So this Saturday, September the 20th, we're going to have ourselves a fundraising event for suicide awareness. We're going to be at Barleycorns, and it starts at some point. I don't know. I can't see the time on
Doors
here.
at 7, opens at 8, shows at 8, doors at
There
7.
it is. There
Saturday,
it is.
September 20th.
Oh, yeah.
This
Yeah.
year.
So come on out and participate. Oh,
Music,
Ooh.
comedy, art, amazing raffles, snacks, sharing, caring, educating, fundraising, and spreading awareness about suicide.
Yeah, the legendary Barleycorns. I love Barleycorns.
oh yeah. Barleycorns.
Barleycorns is amazing.
Is a fun spot. And then next week after that, September the 27th, I'm going to be part of the Girl Gang Revolution. It's going to be fashion show, art show, DJs, and me at Harvester Arts, and it is going to be a good time.
Yeah. Right on. Good deal. We plugged it. We did it.
We did it.
Plug Kevin too. He's
He's got the. I was gonna pop the flyer up, or like I said, I got to go out to Coach. I'm gonna get a couple paintings to send of our stuff with him, and hopefully get some sales. Heck, show me the money. Show me the money. I got projects to fund. I painted the shed. Coach came up.
This one, if possible. So
it almost goes with the theme. Well,
Mhm.
Coach stopped by the other day while I was painting the shed, and I was painting it with the brush, and he's like, "I could have brought you a roller." Brushing away, but it was a big brush.
Be careful. Say Coach came by when you were painting the shed, because a lot of people painting the shed is
I get it.
Painting it red or white, one of the two.
well, he was painting this blue.
That's about fitting. That's about fitting. But yeah, the gardens.
It does. It looked great. It looked great. He was doing a great finish. I'm a roller guy. I'm a spray guy. I brush comes out if it has to. Trim. My wife usually has a brush in her hand. I'm a roller guy.
I'm almost done. I only got the backside, and
I'm not. That's cool. I would have had it done the first day. No weirdness. Not to be mean. That's fine. That's just what a roller would have done.
I've been dealing with rain. We're gonna call rain.
And I'd have beat the rain. The roller would have beat it. I'm just saying. And if anything, my roller would have dried out a little bit, so that rain would have moistened it up and helped me out.
Packing it'd have been good. It'd been good.
Oh,
Next week, I say we do the foreigners topic. I really like that one. It's a change. I think we will treat the year poll. We'll come back the next year. We do will be what 90, 94, 93. Which one was it?
94, I believe.
94.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll keep those years. So that way we have a little less headache at the poll trying to, remember what years.
Well, all you have to do is tell me in the beginning, like before a show, to have the years ready, and I would try. But last week it just didn't work very good.
Well, like I said, they were all 3 good years in my opinion.
Mhm.
And quite frankly, my opinion is the most important to me. So
The only opinion that matters to me.
So yeah, like I said, there will be a playlist. Check that out. Check out last week's. Watch for this week's. We did break 1,000 with our personality.
Ooh.
And
Party pants.
it looks like Bumpin' Ugly's shirt.
Oh.
Actually, I just found it. I don't remember where it was. A $9 thrift line, but it's just a party pants shirt. It's got a skull guy.
Nice.
It's just good. I find shirts and I'm like, that'll be a good show shirt. So these are just fine. I got to show them off at some point because they're a show shirt.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry. Go ahead. Finish what you were talking about. I was just
I don't
you didn't talk. I was just
even know.
I'm a distraction, and
I
I've
don't
been
remember.
before, and I apologize.
Oh, okay. So we did the 1,000 on the personalities and all of the episodes after that, which I mean, we'd get like a week where we might get views, and then it kind of tapered off. But all of the Aussie, like I said, the Aussie one, well, acoustic one blew past the Cube fast. I mean, it's like at 200. We got 2 of them at 200 and knocked
Ooh.
Cube right out of the ranks. All of the other ones since then are also on track. So, and then YouTube said something about experimental. I don't know if they're pushing us more because we got a little extra views. I don't know.
I do still. Another person that has listened has mentioned again they like, and this is mainly just me still bringing it up, that they like when we all do the personality type shows where we all bring our music. So we need to put that on the fold again, where it's selfish picks, or we can call it a lot of things then, where listen to my music, or
songs that I listen to when I'm angry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can call it a ton of topics. Josh is in his feelings songs.
Oh, man, 98 or 89. Richard was it? Richard Marx. Whatever you do, I'll be right here waiting for you. I remember being in love with Dawn, and that broke my heart so much. Listening to that, I couldn't do it. Then I found Cyndi Lauper, and it wasn't one with any of the songs. True Colors or either the big songs, but she had a song that is I don't want to be friends, and that was like the most accurate. I mean, it's a breakup, and she goes, I don't ever really want to see you again. I don't want to hear your name. I don't want to see your face. I don't want to be friends. It's over. Let me. You just go over there and leave me alone, and I'm gonna be right here. And beautiful, of course, Cyndi Lauper. I love Cyndi Lauper.
Oh, she's awesome.
Yeah.
I do want to say that if we would have done either 89 or 61, we could have done a Roy Orbison song, because he had albums in both 89 and 61. That was another fact I had. And then the other one was, and I can't remember the songs right now, but it's Skid Row's song about killing somebody or whatever. And then
Life to Go, and
then Jamie's Got a Gun, Aerosmith, the same year, and they're almost the same song. And that's another crazy thing. So there must have been something going on then, because if you listen to both of those songs, like they're the I've confused those songs for years.
Yeah.
Jamie's Got a Gun, and 18 in Life to Go. I mean, it's literally a song about, I think, the killing your parent. Essentially, both of them are killing somebody.
Yeah. James. Yeah, pretty much.
One that I had, like I said, that kind of transcends things and kind of ties things together. 2 or 3, 4 days ago, last week or something, was Young MC had released his album, the Rhyme. I can't remember the name of the album, but Bust a Move, and that song. It was so hard not to put that one on there. I had it
on my honorable mention. If you want it,
yeah, it was on the list, but
you want it.
The Mother Love Bone, I could not put the Mother Love Bone because
my neck hurts.
It doesn't get enough attention, I don't think. The Candlebox, what Candlebox, the song they had a hit on, that was a tribute to him.
Far Behind,
because he the guy who, the Candlebox guy had lost 2 people to heroin overdose at that time. He wrote that to both of them. And Andrew Wood, the main guy from Mother Love Bone, was one of them.
I struggled to not put Stan from REM on there, just because it was on like movies and songs and like that, and it's just one of those Stan in the place where it's one of it makes you it's a feel good song.
Yeah. There was My Prerogative by Bobby Brown.
That's what I said.
Nobody's talking.
Let's do 89 next week and get these out. Now that Sontia knows 89 is good, let's do this again. We'll do it in a couple months.
I'm never visiting 1989 ever again in my life.
You need to.
I've done enough.
So much.
I don't want to call the next week's topic Foreigners, because then we'll have a whole bunch of Foreigner songs, and that's not
made in the USA.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah.
I had non-Americans, but
not
made in the USA.
Outsourced, but that does sound A little,
I mean,
right?
I don't know. We'll think on it.
Yeah.
We'll sleep on it, and we'll come up with a good name. But it will be from non-Americans, and we can't say.
Oh.
I mean, we really can't say foreigners because I mean, we're huge in Indonesia, so we just can't say
Well, it's
foreigners
okay to
because we're
say
foreigners to our
foreign
fans.
bands, though.
What's up,
Hello,
Indonesia?
It's okay to say foreign bands, and I got a lot of India fans.
Foreign bands. That's a good one.
We need to do an Indonesia band. We need to find everybody a challenge. One Indonesian band. You can have 6 next week, but one of them's got to. Your 6 has got to
Indonesia
be
and India are different because I'm bigger in
way
India than Indonesia. So like India, I do know like my Indian music pretty good. I do not know my Indonesian music at all.
I had to look
It's
and
the Philippines type, right? Indonesia is like more.
I have no idea.
I believe. I could be
Wow.
wrong.
I don't.
Very white.
They got a new security minister.
Indonesia?
Yeah,
Maybe that's why we're big.
I don't know.
Who knows?
They're not having a good time right now, actually.
Oh.
According to the news.
They're an Asian. They are an Asian. They're within the Philippines,
Like Laos.
the Malaysia, Thailand. They are an island, but they are. I mean, they are just what I would call due north of Australia. They share an island with Papua New Guinea.
Mhm.
Your Indonesian facts. So I do know quite a bit about Indonesia. If you didn't know, actually, Google them real quick and you learn.
Yeah, that's what I'm Googling, but all of the news came up and
So I just went to a map real quick too, just to see where they were.
yeah.
And I was pretty sure they were a Asian country.
Yeah,
Well,
it takes 1 day and 2 hours to get there
1 day and 2 hours.
By a boat, swimming, or a flight.
by flight.
Okay. I figured swimming.
By
would be a lot-
coach.
figured swimming would be. A lot.
Snorkel there.
I didn't think they were like that close. So I was asking for other people that might be questioning it, Sontia, okay?
Well,
If you have a
we
thing
didn't-
for sky, like for zip lining there, or possibly.
I mean, maybe we can do it. Just a zip line there.
Well, I wasn't even thinking zip line. It was actually hang glide is what I was actually trying to come up with, and I
I
said,
feel like you'd catch on fire if you zip line for one. If like you're flying at a, I don't know how fast airplanes
yeah, you're right. Like it'd have to be made, like
you die. You die immediately.
like strap you on, like you get in a strap, and like we.
Maybe you can a WD-40.
Okay, Aquaman. That's I didn't think that out before I said it. I was trying to be funny. I think I nailed it.
Well, like I said, Sontia and I talked about it before the show. We kind of got cut to the chase a little bit quicker and got into the music, and then we leave the banter at the end.
I like that. I think that's fun too because we do get it out of the way, and of course, we went long. I know you've been freaking out for the last 6 minutes to just end the show. No,
Yeah, well, after
My
48
fingers on the
passed.
button, man.
But
I forgot we were still live. I thought we ended it 10 minutes ago. Honestly,
We got a rep for Indonesia, our people.
Hey,
What's up, y'all?
maybe they want to hear it. If
And
they're-
that last 7 minutes was for you, Indonesia.
Yes, exactly. We went long for you.
all the hard times you're having. Hopefully the wall falls and the and whatever ism is causing you a headache.
We'll learn your country better next week. I'm sorry for Josh. I all of mine were straight facts. He just talked about walls. I don't even think there are walls in Indonesia.
There's not a wall one.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna get off here now.
Before we lose all our fans.
Yeah, all of our Indonesian fans.
Yeah, we done lost them. We'll see. We'll see you next week.
All right. Bye, everybody.